Hey folks, welcome back to Stoic Relationships. Today, we're diving into something we've all struggled with at some point: fake friendships. It's a tricky subject because, let's face it, realizing someone in your life might not be as genuine as they seem can be a bitter pill to swallow. But here's the thing: identifying fake friends isn't just about cutting people off. It's about protecting your peace, preserving your self-worth, and surrounding yourself with people who uplift you rather than weigh you down. Relationships, whether platonic or romantic, are central to our lives. They shape our emotions, influence our decisions, and ultimately impact how we see ourselves. But what happens when the people we trust the most aren't actually there for us? Fake friends can create doubt, anxiety, and even self-blame. You might find yourself asking, is it me? Am I expecting too much? Or worse, you may start questioning your own value because of how they treat you. Let me tell you, this isn't about you, it's about them. And the sooner you learn to recognize the signs, the sooner you can take control of your emotional well-being. Now, let's bring Stoicism into the mix. If you've been with us for a while, you know Stoicism is all about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. When it comes to friendships, this philosophy becomes your armor. A fake friend's behavior, out of your control, but your response to it? That's entirely in your hands. And this is where we'll lean into the wisdom of the Stoics, using their principles to navigate the stormy waters of insincere relationships with grace and confidence. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how fake friends often pop up during your high moments? When things are going great, they're there to bask in your success. But the moment you hit a rough patch, they're nowhere to be found. It's a painful realization, but also a powerful one because it highlights who's truly in your corner. This is why today's video is so crucial. We're not just going to discuss how to spot fake friends. We're going to explore how Stoicism can empower you to deal with them, and, most importantly, how to foster authentic connections in their place. Now, this isn't just about pointing fingers or playing the blame game. Relationships are nuanced, and sometimes people don't even realize they're being insincere. That's why we'll also cover how to have those tough conversations and set boundaries that protect your peace without burning bridges unnecessarily. And when it comes to romantic relationships, the stakes feel even higher. The emotional investment, the vulnerability, it's all amplified. We'll touch on how to ensure that you're not settling for less than you deserve in love, and how to identify whether someone is genuinely invested in you or just playing a role. By the end of this video, you'll have not only the tools to spot fake friendships, but also a blueprint for building genuine, meaningful relationships. Because life's too short to waste on people who don't truly see your value. So, as we move through these 7 signs and Stoic strategies, I want you to reflect on your own relationships. What feels right? What feels off? And what changes you might need to make to create the supportive circle you deserve. All right, folks, let's get started. Number 1, the pain of fake friendships. Let's be honest, folks, few things sting more than realizing someone you've trusted and cared for isn't as genuine as you thought. Fake friendships can cut deeper than we'd like to admit, and their impact isn't just surface level. They can leave lasting impressions on our self-esteem, emotional health, and overall sense of connection. But here's the kicker. Recognizing the pain they bring is the first step toward reclaiming your peace and setting healthier boundaries. Think about a time when someone close to you suddenly changed their tune. Maybe they were all ears when you were successful or thriving, but were mysteriously absent when you needed support. Fake friends are often great at disguising their true colors when things are going smoothly. They might flatter you, agree with everything you say, or even make you feel like you're the most important person in their world. But as soon as the tides turn, when life gets tough, or when they no longer stand to gain, they vanish or, worse, start finding ways to diminish your worth. Take Sarah's story, for example. Sarah had a friend, let's call her Emily, who was her go-to for years. They shared laughs, celebrated milestones, and appeared inseparable. But when Sarah went through a tough financial patch and needed emotional support, Emily became distant. The texts became sporadic. The meetups cancelled, and eventually Emily stopped responding altogether. Sarah later found out through mutual friends that Emily had said she didn't want to be dragged into someone else's mess. For Sarah, the pain wasn't just about losing Emily. It was the realization that their bond was conditional, dependent on Sarah's ability to offer something. This kind of experience leaves scars. The emotional toll of dealing with insincerity can't be overstated. You might start questioning your own worth, asking yourself if you're the problem. Did you expect too much? Were you not a good enough friend? It's a dangerous spiral because fake friends thrive on ambiguity, often leaving you doubting your own instincts. But let me tell you, Stoic friend, it's not you. The problem lies in their inability to value relationships genuinely and to stand by someone without personal gain. The weight of fake friendships extends beyond emotional pain. They can erode trust and make you wary of future connections. When you've been burned, it's natural to become guarded, hesitant to open up, or even cynical about people's intentions. While this self-protection might feel necessary, it can also isolate you, preventing you from forming the authentic relationships you deserve. This is why it's crucial to address the root cause of the pain rather than letting it fester. Stoicism teaches us something powerful here. Control what you can and let go of what you can't. You can't change a fake friend's behavior, but you can decide how much space they occupy in your life. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom reminds us that while betrayal hurts, we have the power to choose how we respond to it. So, how do you deal with the pain of fake friendships? Start by acknowledging your feelings without judgment. It's okay to feel hurt or betrayed. That's your heart telling you that something isn't right. Next, assess the friendship with honesty. Were there red flags you ignored? Did their actions consistently align with their words? Reflecting on these questions can help you identify patterns and avoid similar situations in the future. And let's not forget the emotional toll. The constant worry, self-doubt, and frustration aren't just exhausting. They can spill over into other areas of your life, affecting your mental health and relationships. That's why it's essential to take active steps toward healing. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who are there for you when the chips are down, and who celebrate your wins without envy or ulterior motives. To all my Stoic friends out there, remember this. Your value isn't determined by how others treat you. It's defined by how you choose to show up in the world. Fake friends might dim your light momentarily, but they can't extinguish it unless you let them. So, learn from these experiences, strengthen your inner resolve, and focus on cultivating genuine connections. And now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with a fake friend? How did it impact you? And what did you do to heal? Drop a comment below with the words, "I choose real," to affirm your commitment to authentic relationships. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more insights like this. Let's move forward together. Number 2, Stoicism's guiding principles. Let's dive into something timeless and transformative. Folks, how Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers guidance for navigating the murky waters of insincere friendships. It's fascinating. Really, Stoic principles have stood the test of time, and they resonate deeply in today's world of complex relationships. Whether it's identifying fake friends or protecting your emotional well-being, Stoicism provides a roadmap to clarity and resilience. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes virtue. Now, you might ask, what does virtue have to do with friendships? A lot. Actually, in Stoic thought, virtue isn't about being morally superior or flawless. Instead, it's about aligning your actions with your values, such as honesty, integrity, and kindness. When you approach friendships with virtue as your compass, you naturally attract those who share your values and repel those who don't. Here's a Stoic gem. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. This quote by Seneca reminds us that the quality of our relationships shapes the quality of our lives. Fake friends, who lack sincerity and virtue, pull you away from your best self. Stoicism encourages you to align with people who challenge you to grow, not those who drain your energy or distort your values. But let's be real, spotting insincerity isn't always easy. This is where emotional control comes in, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Think about it. How often do fake friends stir up feelings of anger, betrayal, or frustration? While these emotions are valid, the Stoics teach us to observe them without being consumed. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When faced with a fake friend, it's tempting to react impulsively. Maybe you want to call them out or withdraw completely. But Stoicism invites you to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? And why? Is this emotion rooted in the present moment? Or is it tied to past experiences or insecurities? By stepping back and examining your emotions, you regain control over how you respond. Let's unpack this idea further with a practical approach. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize your own patterns of thought and behavior, including how you choose your friends. Sometimes we attract insincere people because we unconsciously tolerate behaviors that don't align with our values. Stoicism encourages us to look inward and question our biases. Are you seeking validation from the wrong people? Are you ignoring red flags because you fear being alone? These are tough questions, but answering them is the first step toward healthier relationships. Here's an example. Imagine you've noticed a friend consistently dismissing your opinions or prioritizing their own needs over yours. Instead of immediately labeling them as fake, use the Stoic principle of reflection. Consider whether their actions stem from a lack of awareness, temporary stress, or deeper insincerity. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means approaching the situation with a clear and rational mindset. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on what we can control. You can't control whether someone is fake or genuine, but you can control your reaction and the boundaries you set. For instance, if a friend repeatedly breaks your trust, you have the power to distance yourself or have a candid conversation about how their behavior affects you. The key is to act, not react. And let's not forget the importance of recognizing your own biases. As humans, we often see what we want to see, especially in relationships. Maybe you've idealized someone because of their charm or shared history, only to overlook their lack of authenticity. Stoicism challenges you to confront these biases and see people as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. This level of honesty might feel uncomfortable, but it's incredibly liberating. So, how do you apply these Stoic principles in your daily life? Start by journaling your thoughts and feelings about your friendships. Writing helps you process emotions and spot patterns that might not be obvious. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded in the present moment, especially during difficult interactions. And most importantly, Prioritize friendships that align with your values while letting go of those that don't. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming detached. It's about navigating life with wisdom, clarity, and intention. Fake friends may test your resolve, but with Stoic principles as your guide, you'll find the strength to handle them with grace and confidence. Now, Focal, I want to hear from you. Have you ever used Stoic principles to navigate tricky friendships? Share your story in the comments with the words Stoic Strength to show that you're committed to living with intention. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more insights on mastering relationships with Stoicism. Let's keep growing together. Number 3. Unmasking the Fakes. All right, Focal, let's get into the real detective work. How do we unmask fake friends? They're often masters of disguise, blending in with genuine relationships. But with some attention to detail, their actions, words, and motivations start to reveal their true nature. Let's talk about how you can spot these signs and differentiate between those who truly care and those who are just playing the part. First, let's start with their actions. They say actions speak louder than words, and this couldn't be more true when it comes to relationships. A real friend shows up consistently, not just when it's convenient for them. They're there in both the highs and lows. Fake friends, on the other hand, often disappear when you need them most. They're quick to make excuses or avoid responsibility when the situation doesn't serve their interests. Pay attention to how they act during your struggles. Are they supportive, or do they find reasons to distance themselves? Another telltale sign lies in their words. Fake friends are often skilled at using flattery or surface-level compliments to mask their insincerity. They might tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. Genuine friends, however, aren't afraid to offer constructive criticism or challenge you when it's necessary. If someone avoids honest conversations or sugarcoats everything to stay on your good side, it's worth questioning their intentions. Let's talk about behavior. Genuine friends celebrate your successes without feeling threatened. Fake friends? Not so much. They might downplay your achievements or even subtly compete with you. For example, imagine sharing exciting news about a promotion, only for them to respond with a dismissive, "That's nice, but guess what happened to me?" It's a small clue, but over time, these moments add up. They're more interested in being the center of attention than truly supporting you. Now, let's explore a key difference. Genuine interest versus superficial engagement. A real friend is curious about your life. They ask meaningful questions. Remember the little things you share and follow up because they care. Fake friends? Their interest is often transactional. They might engage only when they need something or when it benefits them in some way. A conversation with a fake friend can feel one-sided, with them steering the focus back to themselves. And what about manipulation? Fake friends often use subtle tactics to maintain control or get what they want. One common behavior is guilt-tripping. They might make you feel bad for setting boundaries or prioritize their needs over yours. For instance, they might say, "I can't believe you're too busy for me," when you simply need some time for yourself. It's a way to make you question your decisions and keep the dynamic in their favor. Another manipulative tactic is gaslighting. They might deny things they've said or done to avoid accountability, leaving you doubting your own perspective. For example, you confront them about something hurtful they said, and they respond with, "You're being too sensitive. I didn't mean it like that." This shifts the focus away from their behavior and places the blame on you. So, how do you stay vigilant without becoming overly suspicious? The key is balance. Don't jump to conclusions based on one or two red flags. Instead, look for patterns. Is their behavior consistently self-serving? Do they avoid responsibility or genuine connection? These patterns often speak volumes about their true intentions. To navigate these situations with grace, remember to rely on your intuition. If something feels off, trust that feeling. Your instincts are often your first line of defense against insincerity. But don't stop there. Use rational observation to confirm your suspicions. Combine your gut feeling with the evidence of their actions and words. Finally, remember that recognizing fake friends isn't about seeking perfection in relationships. Genuine friends aren't flawless, and they'll make mistakes. The difference lies in their willingness to acknowledge those mistakes and make amends. A fake friend, however, will avoid accountability at all costs. Now, Fukul, I want to hear from you. Have you ever spotted a fake friend in your life? What was the moment that made everything clear? Share your story in the comments with the phrase, true intentions, to show that you're ready to build stronger, more authentic relationships. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more tips on navigating relationships with Stoic wisdom. Let's keep growing together. Number 4. Navigating the difficult conversation. All right, Fukul. Here's where we dive into one of the hardest but most essential steps, confronting a fake friend. These conversations are tough, no doubt about it. They require courage, self-awareness, and emotional resilience. But if handled correctly, they can either mend a strained friendship or give you the clarity to move on for your own well-being. Let's start with the approach. When addressing concerns with someone, your tone and demeanor are crucial. You want to come across as calm, composed, and assertive, not aggressive or defensive. This isn't about blaming or attacking the other person. It's about expressing how their actions have impacted you. Start by choosing the right setting, a private, distraction-free environment where both of you can speak openly without interruptions. When the conversation begins, use I statements to focus on your feelings rather than pointing fingers. For example, instead of saying, "You never support me," you could say, "I feel unsupported when I share something important, and it doesn't seem to matter to you." This shifts the focus to your perspective and prevents the other person from feeling immediately defensive. Next, let's talk about boundaries. Boundaries are not just about keeping people at bay. They're about teaching others how to treat you. When setting boundaries with a fake friend, be clear and firm. For instance, if you've noticed they only reach out when they need something, you might say, "I value our friendship, but I've noticed our conversations often revolve around your needs. I'd like us to have a more balanced dynamic." It's direct, respectful, and gives them an opportunity to reflect and adjust. Sometimes, though, even the clearest boundaries won't change the behavior of a fake friend. This is where protecting your emotional well-being becomes vital. If their insincerity continues, you need to evaluate whether keeping them in your life aligns with your values and happiness. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and reactions. You can't force someone to be genuine, but you can decide how much access they have to your life. When it's time to move on, prioritize your peace over maintaining appearances. Ending a friendship doesn't have to be dramatic or confrontational. A gradual distancing is often enough to signal that you're no longer invested in the relationship. Reduce the frequency of your interactions and let the connection fade naturally. If the person confronts you about it, be honest but kind. Something like, "I've been reflecting on our dynamic and feel it's best for both of us to focus on other connections." It keeps the tone respectful. It's important to remember that moving on is not a failure. It's an act of self-respect. You're choosing to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and there's no shame in that. Letting go of toxic relationships creates space for authentic ones to flourish. Here's the silver lining. These conversations, though uncomfortable, are opportunities for growth. They teach you to stand up for yourself, communicate effectively, and prioritize your well-being. And even if the friendship ends, you'll walk away with valuable lessons about trust, boundaries, and the type of people you want in your life. Before we wrap up, Focal, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever had to confront a friend about their behavior? How did it go? Share your story in the comments with the phrase "healthy boundaries" to inspire others who might be facing the same challenge. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights on navigating relationships with Stoic wisdom. Together, we're creating a community of strength and authenticity. Number 5. Building authentic connections. Let's talk about something vital, Focal. Building real, authentic connections. In a world full of fleeting interactions and shallow relationships, finding people who genuinely align with your values can feel like a rare treasure. But here's the truth. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And investing in meaningful relationships starts with intention. First, let's dive into the importance of surrounding yourself with people who share your values. Values are the foundation of any authentic connection. When your core beliefs align with someone else's, it creates a natural synergy. For instance, if you value honesty, you'll likely feel at home with people who are straightforward and transparent. On the other hand, being around those who thrive on manipulation or deceit can drain your energy and challenge your sense of self. So how do you identify these like-minded individuals? Pay attention to how they act, not just what they say. Are they consistent in their words and actions? Do they treat others with kindness and respect? A person's values often show in the small things: how they handle disagreements, how they talk about others, and how they respond to challenges. These moments offer glimpses into their character and give you the clarity to decide whether they're worth investing your time and energy. Once you've identified those who share your values, the next step is to invest in those relationships. Building genuine connections requires effort. It doesn't just happen overnight. Trust, mutual respect, and support are the cornerstones of any authentic bond. But here's the key. These elements must flow both ways. It's not about giving endlessly without receiving, or vice versa. Instead, it's about creating a balance where both parties feel valued and supported. One way to cultivate trust is through consistency. Show up when it matters, keep your promises, and be someone others can rely on. But trust is a two-way street. Allow others to show up for you too. This leads us to an often overlooked aspect of building authentic connections: vulnerability. Now, I know vulnerability can feel intimidating. Opening up about your thoughts, feelings, or struggles might seem like you're handing someone the tools to hurt you. But in reality, vulnerability is what deepens relationships. When you share a piece of your true self, it encourages others to do the same. This mutual exchange builds a bond that's rooted in authenticity, not pretense. Take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you felt truly seen or heard by someone? Chances are, it was during a moment of vulnerability, when you shared something raw and real, and they responded with understanding and empathy. These moments are what make relationships unforgettable. However, embracing vulnerability doesn't mean oversharing or spilling your deepest secrets to everyone you meet. Authenticity is about discernment, knowing when and with whom to share. Start small. Share a personal story or express your genuine opinion on something meaningful. Pay attention to how the other person responds. Do they listen without judgment? Do they share something in return? These are signs of a connection worth nurturing. Authentic connections also thrive on support. Be genuinely happy for others' successes and offer encouragement during their struggles. Celebrate their wins as if they were your own, and stand by them when things get tough. This kind of mutual support strengthens the bond and creates a sense of belonging. Now, let's address one of the biggest challenges: letting go of old, toxic connections to make space for new, meaningful ones. It's not easy to walk away from friendships or relationships that no longer serve you, but holding on to insincere or one-sided connections only prevents you from experiencing the richness of authentic bonds. Trust that by letting go, you're making room for people who genuinely care for you and align with your values. Before we wrap up, here's a little exercise for you. Fokl, think about one person in your life who makes you feel truly valued and supported. Reach out to them today, express your gratitude, or ask how they're doing. Small acts like these nurture genuine relationships and remind others that they matter. And now, it's your turn to join the conversation. In the comments below, share one quality you value most in a friend or partner. Use the phrase authentic connection to inspire others and keep this community growing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more insights on creating meaningful relationships. Together, we're building a space rooted in trust, respect, and authenticity. Number 6. The role of solitude in strengthening bonds. Let's take a moment, Fokl, to shift our focus inward. When was the last time you embraced solitude, not as a punishment, but as a tool for growth? In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, being alone is often misunderstood as loneliness. But in reality, solitude is a gift, a powerful ally in building not only a stronger self, but also more meaningful connections with others. This idea isn't new. It's deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which views solitude as a cornerstone of self-awareness and emotional resilience. The Stoics believed that spending time alone is essential for developing inner clarity. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, often emphasized the importance of retreating into oneself to reflect and refocus. He wrote, "Nowhere can a person find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in their own soul." This principle applies beautifully to our relationships as well. When we take the time to be alone, we gain the perspective needed to evaluate the quality of our connections and align them with our values. Let's talk about the idea that being alone is better than being surrounded by insincerity. Think about it. How many times have you tolerated fake friendships or shallow relationships just to avoid the discomfort of solitude? It's a common trap. But Stoicism teaches us that it's far more fulfilling to be alone with integrity than to compromise our self-worth for the illusion of companionship. Solitude allows you to clear the noise and recognize the relationships that truly add value to your life. Periods of solitude provide a unique opportunity for reflection. When you step back from the distractions of daily interactions, you can assess your relationships with greater clarity. Are your friendships built on mutual respect, trust, and genuine care, or are they rooted in convenience, manipulation, or unmet expectations? Solitude acts as a mirror, revealing the dynamics that might otherwise go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of life. But solitude isn't just about identifying what's wrong. It's also about deepening your appreciation for what's right. When you spend time alone, you reconnect with your own values and interests, which helps you recognize and cherish those who genuinely align with you. Imagine the difference between a quiet meal shared with someone who truly values you versus a loud gathering where everyone's energy feels superficial. Solitude sharpens your ability to discern and appreciate the former. Beyond reflection, solitude builds emotional resilience. Spending time alone strengthens your sense of self, making you less reliant on external validation. This independence empowers you to approach relationships from a place of confidence and authenticity. Instead of clinging to others out of fear or insecurity, you engage with them out of genuine desire and shared purpose. This shift transforms the quality of your connections, making them more fulfilling and sustainable. Let me share a simple practice you can try. Dedicate a specific time each week to solitude, whether it's an evening walk, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. Use this time to reflect on your relationships. Ask yourself, who makes me feel valued? Who respects my boundaries? Who drains my energy? You might be surprised by the clarity that emerges when you allow yourself this space. And here's the beauty of solitude. It not only enhances your understanding of others, but also helps you understand yourself. The more you connect with your inner world, the more capable you become of fostering genuine, meaningful connections with others. It's a cycle of self-discovery and relational growth that starts with the courage to be alone. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How do you embrace solitude in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below with the phrase, "Solitude strengthens," to inspire our community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay connected with our journey into meaningful relationships. Together, we're learning to transform solitude into a powerful tool for connection and self-growth. Number 7. The long game of respect and trust. As we approach the conclusion of this journey, let's focus on two timeless pillars of any meaningful relationship: respect and trust. These aren't things you can demand or expect overnight. They're built gradually, brick by brick, through consistent actions that reveal a person's true character. This is where Stoic philosophy provides invaluable guidance, teaching us patience and discernment as we navigate the complexities of human connections. In relationships, actions truly speak louder than words. Think about it. Anyone can make promises or say all the right things in the heat of a moment, but it's their consistency over time that shows who they really are. Do they follow through? Are their words aligned with their behavior? These are the quiet markers of respect and trust that unfold naturally when you give people the space to show their true selves. Stoicism reminds us to remain patient in this process. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current." In the flow of time, people's true intentions and character inevitably come to the surface. This is why Stoics value patience, not as passivity, but as an active state of observing, learning, and allowing things to reveal themselves organically. One of the most profound lessons Stoicism offers here is that respect and trust cannot be forced. They're earned through repeated, small acts of integrity, kindness, and reliability. For instance, a friend who consistently checks in on you, respects your boundaries, and supports you in times of need earns your trust without having to ask for it. On the flip side, someone who makes grand gestures but repeatedly lets you down, no matter how charming their words, erodes that foundation. This philosophy also challenges us to apply the same standard to ourselves. Are we showing up consistently for the people we care about? Are our actions aligned with our words? Trust and respect are mutual. They require effort from both sides. Building these qualities in relationships isn't just about evaluating others. It's about ensuring we're contributing to the foundation with the same sincerity and effort we expect. But here's the catch. Not everyone is willing to put in the work, and that's okay. The beauty of Stoic patience is that it gives you the time to discern who truly deserves a place in your inner circle. It teaches you to let go of those who don't align with your values, not out of bitterness, but out of respect for your own time and energy. As Epictetus said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. This means accepting that not every connection is meant to last, and focusing your efforts on those that are. And let's not forget that trust and respect are cultivated, not just discovered. Even the strongest relationships require ongoing effort to maintain. This doesn't mean grand gestures or constant reassurance, but small, consistent acts of care and understanding. It's about showing up, listening, and growing together over time. In the long game of relationships, these are the things that truly matter. As we close this chapter, remember that Stoicism isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Approach your relationships with patience, integrity, and the understanding that building trust and respect takes time. By doing so, you'll create connections that are not only meaningful, but also enduring. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Focal. Remember, the strength of your relationships reflects the strength of your character. Embrace Stoic wisdom, stay true to your values, and cultivate meaningful connections that last. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our next Stoic-inspired insight. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay strong and keep growing.